Twit.
So, Steve, I guess we, as usual with Triangulation, I'd like to start with the early days and how you became a geek. Were you a geek as a kid?
Yeah, I was. One of my earliest memories is when the family would get together, the extended family, for Christmas. And my grandparents were prolific, so I had lots of aunts and uncles who didn't know me well because I pretty much only saw them for Christmas, but they did know that they had to come up with some sort of a present. And so I used to hear the stories about how they would go into the local toy store back, when we had local toy stores before the internet, and they'd go to the manager and say, okay, look, I have this nephew that's a real pain in the ass. And I need the hardest puzzle you have.
Like puzzle pieces, like jigsaw puzzle?
Oh, whatever it was. Like one year it was Instant Insanity. Remember the 4 cubes that were where in the package you saw all red, all white, all green, and all blue. But the moment you broke it up and scrambled them, then the challenge was to rearrange them that way again. I mean, so whatever it was, essentially for me, Christmas was opening up a raft of puzzles. Sometimes they were, the convoluted hard wire things like nails bent that you had to, move around and manipulate them to slip them out. Anyway, I do love puzzles. And so that was one of the, I guess I always have had that penchant and sort of been like that. So yeah, they used to tell me that, and they would always think, okay, now we got you. you little you're not going to be able to figure this one out.
And would you have solved them all by the end of Christmas Day?
Yeah, then on the spot.
Right there. Oh, yeah, that's easy. Yeah. It sounds like it became a thing. Like, let's see what we can get this year.
Well, I mean, like one year was Towers of Hanoi.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
The physical thing.
Did a lot of that.
And so I would do it once, and then they'd say, okay, no, wait, you cheated. And I go, okay, sit down, Aunt Mary. I'll show you. And so I'd start moving the little donuts from one peg to the other.
It was the 3 pegs, and you had this. And what's interesting, and I also had that as a kid.
Recursion. It's classic recursion.
Well, that's what's interesting. It's one of the early computer programs you will write, and it's a great challenge for kids learning computer programming because it's a lot of steps if you don't know about recursion. But as soon as you figure out recursion, it can be solved in just a few lines. It's really a simple problem.